Hello everybody, it's Rich here and a happy new year to everybody. I hope everyone had a good time doing whatever they did yesterday, staying in or going out. And if like hundreds, thousands, millions of people the world over, like me, you think New Year must have a bit of a reboot on certain things. Some people call it a New Year's resolution, don't they? But yeah, it's a good juncture point to think, what didn't I do? What could I try and do? And often these things aren't down to actual motivation, because motivation comes and goes, doesn't it? It's down to planning, habits and discipline, whether it's something to do with changing your eating habits, getting rid of bad habits, making new habits, doing different things, whatever it is down to going over and over and over those same things again and putting in some discipline, and the guitar is no different. So as you'll know, if you've followed me or subscribed for a while, and thank you if you have, that I recently bought a Marty Music Intermediates course. It's got 86 individual lessons. I'm not very far in. It's going to take a long time. And it just shows me how little I know, actually. Or bits of things I do know, but I'm just not very good at them. So so that's one of my things really, is what I'm actually going to do is put some time aside at the same time every week to get stuck into that, and then any additional time is a bonus. So yeah, that's kind of one thing for me. What I wanted to say also about guitars, a bit of a spoiler alert for you, but I've got a Chapman arriving later in the week. I said I'd finish with Chapman's, didn't I? I very nearly sold this. Boop, boop, boop. And thankfully managed to pull it back from the death and didn't sell it. But so yeah, I've got a Chapman arriving that I've had it 4 times before, 3 in this colour and 1 in another colour, and yeah, it's just a nice guitar. I missed it and found one at a good price. So I've got that coming, and then I've got 2 Harley Bentons arriving. Do you know, over the 25th anniversary Fire Mist colours that they did, I've bought the ST, so the Strat version of it. Now they came out early in 2023 and were sold out pretty quickly, and they did another run of them. They sold out pretty quickly too. So I don't know how they've managed to actually have this one. The last time I tried to order one, they said it was not actually in stock for a number of weeks, even though it was showing as in stock on the website, so I cancelled it. This one has been shipped, so the Strat version is on its way to me. And they've also got a B-stock telly. Now that wasn't on the website a few days ago, and then it just suddenly appeared. I've not had confirmation it's been shipped yet, so I'm hoping that's just a New Year's thing and that they definitely do have this one. The telly is the one that I particularly like. But anyway, they've both got great specs. As you know, I recently had the Classic Vibe telly, which I loved, apart from the colour was just not good. But these 2 particular Harley Bentons, I've dilly-dallied over them several times over the year and just missed out on them. I thought balls to it, I need to see them in the flesh, because they're high spec for what they are, not a great deal of money. And I'm hoping that they both arrive, and I like the necks and I like everything about them, and that gives me scratches my itch for a nice playable Strat and a nice playable telly with a 3-saddle bridge. So we'll see if they come, and for whatever reason I'm not keen on them both, they'll go back, and I will definitely get another Classic Vibe telly, and I'll just get them from a shop and make sure I get the right colour, and I'll get a Classic Vibe Strat. Not fussed by getting a Fender Strat actually, or a Fender telly anymore, especially having had a Classic Vibe again recently. I like the way it looks, it feels, it sounds, and the price, and that's enough for me. So there's those things. So then that will leave me with, I really still want a guitar that's got high output humbuckers for metal playing. Not that I ever play metal, but just in case. So that will either be another Jackson Dinky JS, probably, because the white one I had ages ago sounded brilliant. The tune is terrible, but everything else, and the neck, the 12 to 16 inch compound radius, really, really good. So I may get another one of those, or not, I don't know, something metally. And then as the year goes along, Chapman guitars, which an itch I just can't seem to get rid of, I will pick and choose ones that I like. I've had lots of Chapmans that I've not disliked any of them, but you know, in terms of colours and styles and so on, I've just bought some because they were a particularly good price rather than I actually really wanted that particular model. So I'll pick and choose really Chapmans and just buy ones that I actually really do want and want to keep. And then in terms of other guitars, not sure really, because once I found the telly and Strat that I really just want, I don't want to keep chopping and changing with them. I'm kind of bored with it. And yeah, Strat and a telly, once you've got a good one of each that you like, where'd you go from there? So other guitars, not sure. I put a poll out a couple of months ago, and thank you for those who had a go on it, about whether I was going to get a telly Baja, an American Strat Gibson, a few others, and the overwhelming response was get a Gibson LP. Now I've only ever had one Gibson Les Paul, and it's years ago now, so that is what I'm going to buy. So that won't be early this year. That's obviously a much bigger investment even on the used market, so I need to make sure that fits in with other things we're doing. Sarah and myself are doing a fair few things to the house and some other bits and bobs. So yeah, so it will be a Gibson Les Paul standard, I think, sometime later in the year, because I've only ever had one, and I'm not really an LP guy. So if you're gonna have an LP, you know, maybe have a Gibson and just be done. so that's kind of it, really. Amps wise, you can see I've got my Black Star TVP here, so I can program some sounds in it. I've got the foot switch for it. I've got my tube amp here, and I've got get the right way. Got my little Marshall that Sarah bought me, and they're all, my pedal board is kind of lurking around here. Shares in a way, doesn't matter, but there's a pedal board there. So I'll be adding 1 or 2 new pedals to that, but the pedal board is pretty much got what I need on it, and I like the sound of it. So I think the only other amp I'm likely to add is a modelling amp with a bunch of presets in it. I still quite like the Fender LT50 and the Fender GT40. They've got loads and loads of different sounds. Just press one, I want to sound like ZZ Top, and they've got one that's called ZZ Bottom actually on the GT40. So yes, so I had 30 guitars this year. 30 guitars, which is still a daft amount of guitars really. But so yeah, it's not going to be like that next year. So if you want to unsubscribe because I'm being boring, then that's fine. I totally get it. I mean, I only have to do this for a bit of fun, which I still do. So really this year, I'm just, certainly, you know, the first part of the year, I'm going to concentrate on ticking off some of those lessons from my Marty music course that I've bought, and just trying to make the most of that really, and just kind of get into some sort of practice routine, and just move my guitar playing on a little bit from where it is. It's never going to be brilliant. I've got a short attention span and I get sidetracked a lot. So yeah, that is what it is. For those who are interested, other things in life, I had a few health things that aren't too good, so addressing those. And I don't know if it's going to be possible because some wonky body parts, but really hankering for a return to martial arts. I have been for quite some time, but there are certain bits of my body, my knee in particular, but my elbows, my knee, shoulder, my back, there's just a bunch of things that I don't know whether it would stand it or not, but I'm going to work towards seeing if I can. And yeah, that's kind of it really. So anyway, as Steve Casty would do, comments below. Be interested to hear what New Year's resolutions or what reboots of things that you're interested in doing to make some improvements or do something new. Let me know. Thanks, Rich out.